Howdy guys, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build! Today we have another modern home happening, but it is a lot smaller than the Barbie mansion that we built, which I will link up on the screen if you've missed it and you want to go and watch it. It turned out pretty cool, if I do say so myself, and you guys should just really go and see it because it inspired me to get back into building modern homes like this. And this one kind of has a bit of a mid-century sort of vibe to it, even though it's a lot more modern, you know. It really does incorporate some of the mid-century modern colors, you know, like the orangey wood tones. And I really wanted to do a very green type modern home after doing something in pink, you know. I originally wanted to do like a yellow, but I was just not feeling any of the yellows in the game, I guess. They just weren't the color yellow that I really do like, because I love yellow, you know. I mean, you have seen my YouTube channel. I love yellow and I love orange so much. But yeah, the yellows in this game are just kind of not what I really tend to vibe with. So we went with green, and this game has some gorgeous green swatches. I love to use green in this game, and I try to find any excuse I can to use green in this build, and you will see just how much green I managed to incorporate in this. But I also made it very green too, so there's a lot of plants, you know. There's a lot of plants, and I just hope you guys like it, because I am very proud with how this house came out. I really like it. It's very cute. I think I would live in this, you know. It's small, it's not too big. I built it on a really small lot in Newcrest. Newcrest? I think I built this in Newcrest. Oh my gosh, I always forget. Okay, no, even while I was building this, I kind of forgot that I was not in Oasis Springs, because I've been building there a lot lately, just because I love, you know, the desert. I love arid climates and stuff, and I just like to build there as a result. So I totally forgot I was even building in Newcrest. So it does kind of get some very deserty vibes about it. I wish there was a 30 by 30 lot in Oasis Springs, because that's what I built this on, but I couldn't find one. So I don't know if they have a 30 by 30 lot in the Strangerville map world neighborhood, I guess. And I would have loved to build there too, but I don't have that pack, unfortunately. So here in Newcrest is where we are, and we are building this cute little modern, very earth tone build, and I am just, oh, I love how it came out so much. I loved playing in it too. I actually had to play with it for a little bit longer, because when I went to go take screenshots, it was raining and thunderstorming for like a whole entire week straight. I was like, oh my gosh, come on. I actually had to go and download the UI cheats mod, because I was just like, no, okay, these pictures are horrible. I cannot do this in the rain and the thunderstorm. And my sim self, Mino, was just absolutely not having any bit of it either. They kept going and hiding under the covers and like running around the house like all silly. I'm like, oh my gosh, can you please? And it's so funny, because I also don't like thunderstorms. I don't like loud sounds and stuff. So it was just kind of on par. It's like, how are you so much like me? That was just so funny, you know. And I'm not scared of thunderstorms. I don't like loud sounds is all. I don't like loud booming sounds, you know. Anywho, let's get back to the build, because right now we are working on the front entrance. I had issues placing doors and stuff, but it's okay, because I figured it out. I was like, why aren't these working? And then I had to remember that I was using platforms, and I raised up the platforms by 2 clicks. So I ended up having to make the walls a little bit taller to make room for some doors that would fit nicely. And I think I liked how it came out, because I was able to use the door that I wanted, and I was able to use that Desert Luxe sliding door. That doesn't actually slide, but we like to pretend it does. I just love that door so much, and I actually just really love the Desert Luxe kit so much. I don't know if you can really see it, but in the screenshots, I think you'll be able to see, I used the sort of overhang that comes with the Desert Luxe kit, and I kind of embedded it into the platform roof, so it made this kind of really cool little partial screen type deal, and it was just a really cool little detail. I thought that was fun, and kind of like made it look a little bit more interesting on the outside, you know. I really like that. Yeah, there it is. You can see it right there. Isn't it so cute? Oh, I like it. I like how it turns out. I actually make it brown when I turn, yeah, there it is. I changed the roof colors eventually to corrugated, and then I use a wood paneling on the back here, because I was like, let's just do something different, because it looks so boring from the top, you know? I know you're not really going to be looking at the top of the house when you play, but it was important for me to go and change that. This whole entire roof, though, I will warn you guys, when it was thunderstorming while I was testing the house and taking my screenshots, it hit the house a few times and it left some little collectibles on top of the house, but it also left burn stains in the roof. So I had to teleport Mino up there to like clean them, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually horrible. This has been my experience so far playing with seasons, because I haven't actually sat down and made a household and played in seasons yet. I've just been on such a building spree, you know. I've just been wanting to build. I have so many ideas for builds, and that's just all I've been doing. So yeah, learning that that was a thing was kind of like, oh, well, I guess that's just gonna have to be a thing that I will have to deal with if I ever actually sit down and play a household in a modern home, or a house that has, you know, like a flat roof or something. That's something I'm gonna have to deal with. I'm just gonna have to teleport them up on that house, like, boop, clean it for me, please. Clean that up, because that looks horrible. And I don't know if it goes away by itself, but I was staring at it, I was like, oh my gosh, that is so ugly. Mino, get up there and clean it right now. Go. You know, I was just, I had no idea that was a thing. Seasons has otherwise been great so far since I downloaded that UI cheats mod. And I'll actually, you know, link it down in the description below if you guys also want to use it, because it's been very helpful since I downloaded it. I did almost make it autumn though, because I was like, ooh, autumn is pretty. But no, I had restraint, and I took my pictures in lovely sunny summer weather. But can we just talk about the kitchen for a second? Because oh my gosh, I love how it came out. And I know in the past I have said I prefer smaller, cozier kitchens, but in The Sims I do like my larger kitchens, and I think this is about as large as I would ever be willing to go personally if I was to design my own house and design my own kitchen. I don't know that I would go with the green color. I do love the green in the game, but I think I would want a very light colored kitchen, you know, lots of white with, you know, some accents, maybe a light timber color for the drawers and the cabinetry, and some darker hardware. I could sit here and talk about like what my dream house would be all day. I do actually need to go and build my dream house. I do have several dream houses that I would love to build in The Sims. One is an apartment, okay, because I just sometimes cannot see myself living on a piece of property. But the other is kind of a larger home that has a lot of guest rooms for family to come and stay and stuff, and a room that would be completely dedicated to my little rat children and another room dedicated to my dog children, and a big, enormous, spacious yard for my four-legged friends, and probably some horses, because, you know, I do like horses. Like I said in my Barbie Mention video, I said that I was kind of a crazy horse person growing up, and still kind of am. I would love to have a horse someday, maybe, or at least lease one. I love horses. I need to get out to someone's barn so I can go and pet a horse. Please let me pet your horses. I love them. Please. And my other dream home is kind of a tiny home. You know, I need to build all three of them, I think, because I guess I'm just not very picky with, you know, the kind of house that I end up with. I do have my eyes on a dream apartment right now in my area, and that's kind of like set my sort of vibe for like what I would love to have in an apartment. I love the layout of it. I love the colors of it already. I love the kitchen. I love the laundry. I love that it's just big enough for me. I'm not going to build that apartment because that would be weird. But I will try to build my ideal dream apartment, because now that I have some ideas, I think that would be fun. I'll go and like pluck an apartment out of San Myshuno and go and build in that. Anyways, now we're just wrapping up the entrance area. I'm trying to make this light fit on top of this little table that I've shrunk down, and I think it looks kind of cute. I think I really like how this entrance turned out. I like that it's not too closed in and it kind of opens up to a larger space very quickly. I just really like how open it is and how inviting I think it makes the whole house look. you know, it seems very welcoming and kind of cozy maybe. But now we're just working on the living room, and I kind of struggled a little bit with this one because I wanted to use these surfaces. I don't even know what you would call them. I guess like they're kind of like console tables, I guess. But when I shrunk them down to fit in front of this window set, you can see that when I go and highlight over them, something really scary happens to them. And I don't know why that happened, but it scared me so much that I was like, no, I am not using those. That is just way too terrifying. No way. So I ended up using, surprise, surprise, a dream home decorator, little TV stand type deal. And this house uses quite a few packs, but I think mostly it uses dream home decorator, seasons, a little bit of pet stuff, and spa day? Oh, and desert lux, of course. I mean, like, I'm staring at the desert lux windows and curtains right now. I just love that kit so much. It has to be one of my favorite kits alongside the blooming rooms kit. I think those are like the only two kits. No, I have the industrial kit too. I don't know, I really like the kits. I really like them. It really kind of makes me miss the days of the Sims 3 store, where you could buy furniture like individually with like these weird points and stuff. And I remember I was so excited waiting for the Italy styled map or world that was coming for The Sims 3, and it came with a pizza oven, and I loved that world so much. It was absolutely gorgeous. I almost wish they would bring it back. Maybe not the store thing, but I do kind of want like a very, well, no, I guess we do have that kind of Tartosa, right? It's kind of Italy. I don't know. I don't have the wedding pack, so I don't know exactly what it's like. It really does look beautiful, and I would love to play in the world, but I don't want to get the wedding pack because I know it's kind of broken. But some of the stuff in that pack just looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm tempted. I am really tempted to, you know, get it whenever I get the chance. But for now, I'll just let it sit. Anyways, right now we are working on the dining room area, and I had a lot of fun with this one. I really love that Seasons dining table. It's so cute, and I've never actually used this rug before, and I couldn't decide if I liked it smaller, if I liked it bigger, so I just ended up going with a larger size because I thought it helped divide up the room nicely into different sort of like little areas. But now that I know about this rug and all of the pretty swatches that it comes in, I might use it a little bit more, especially for dining areas, because in a lot of the dining rooms that I build, I have a hard time finding a nice size rug, and that is really good. Like, I think that's kind of like what I look for usually when I'm trying to find a rug. I don't know why I've never pulled that one out before and gave it a look until now, but I'm glad that I did because now I know about it, and you guys are gonna see it a lot more now. You just watch. We're just finishing up the living room area though with this little console table, and those candles right now, I will tell you, they are floating. I noticed when I went to go and take the screenshots and test out the build that they were floating, so I went and I fixed them so they are not floating anymore. Rest assured, no spooky floating candles in this house. It is not haunted, I promise. And just trying to figure out what else I could put in the living room, but then I'm like, no, I don't want to clutter it. But then we move on to the hallway, which I was so conflicted with. I like it, but like I don't at the same time. I think in comparison to the rest of the build, it's a little bit over cluttered, maybe. You guys can let me know how you feel about it, you know, in the comments below if you want to. I felt like it kind of was. It was looking so bare, and I was like, well, I want to put more stuff here, so why don't I just put more stuff here and here? And oh, that corner cannot be bare. I'm just gonna put something there, and before I know it, it was looking a little bit over cluttered, so I end up removing some things and rearranging some things. But I don't know, I still think it looks a little clustered for a hallway maybe, but I really like how it came out anyways. I think maybe that the sim that lives here spends a lot of time at the computer, because let me tell you, Mino sure did. The whole entire time I was, you know, testing the build and fixing it up and taking screenshots, they were right there at the computer just chilling away, actually trolling the forums. And I have no idea what happened, but all of the friends that Mino has made in this save file now hate them. Like, their relationship is in the red with everybody that they know, and they know a lot of people somehow. I don't know how they know so many people, but they do, and they are all enemies with Mino now. So that is great. I have to go and fix that next time I jump into the game, because whoo, Woo-wee, that is really something. I have never had that happen. I really don't know what happened. I would really love to know what happened, but now we're just finalizing this hallway here. I move over the desk a little bit and try to declutter it a little. I think it looks a little bit better than when I started. I think those two paintings were just seeming like too much. I kind of had that theme going on in the house a few times. So I think maybe that was just a little bit too much for that area. So I got rid of that. But yeah, I think in the end the hallway turns out really nice after we shoved over the desk a little bit and took away some of the additional clutter. Now we are working on the bedroom, and I really did want this to be a 2-bedroom household, but it ended up not, you know, being that way, and for that I really do apologize. I have made a lot of builds lately that are for multiple generations. If you guys wanted to go and check those out. Yeah, this ended up just being a house for 2 Sims, or just 1 Sim at the least, 2 Sims at the most. And if you wanted to, I guess you could get rid of the ensuite bathroom that goes to the master bedroom and turn it into a small single bedroom. I don't know that I would personally, because I like it, you know, how it is right now. But yeah, I don't know how easy it would be to add on additional rooms and stuff if you wanted to put another bathroom somewhere else. And can we just talk about the season's mirror for a minute? Because I love this season's mirror so much. I'm so sad that it stays so high up on the wall. Like, can your Sims even really look into it, or do all they see is their forehead? It's way too high up. It'd be such a cute entryway mirror or a hallway mirror if it was a little bit lower. And actually, that's just kind of my big gripe about some of the mirrors in this game, is that they are just way too high up. It makes it so difficult to make cute little entryway mirrors. But anyways, here we are in the screenshots now, and I am just gonna leave you guys with these. Anyways, you guys, I just wanted to thank you so much for checking out today's video. If you liked watching this house come to life and you want to go and play with it in your own game, my gallery ID is in the description down below. Go and grab it if you wanna. I am gonna get going now, but I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one.